You may have heard that the eye is the window to the soul. However, I also believe that the eye is a window to a universe, and I'd like to share this idea with you. My career in ophthalmology started at the Vula Mobile eye clinic in Swaziland, which means open your eyes. And for the last 9 years, I've been staring deep into people's eyes, trying to make a diagnosis and figure out what I should do to help them restore their vision. The eye is an absolutely exquisite organ. The cornea, which is the front of the eye, is microscopically thin, and yet actually has 5 distinct layers, and a problem can happen at each particular layer that can affect your vision. Behind the cornea is the iris. The iris is named after the goddess of the rainbow, who is also one of the messengers of the gods. And it was called iris because of all the different colors that the iris could be. It really is quite beautiful when you look into each other's eyes. At the center of the iris is the pupil, which normally looks dark, and that's where the light goes in and out, or goes in, and it reacts according to how much light is coming in and out, so it constricts and dilates. However, sometimes there's a lens behind the eye that goes white. This is called a cataract. And the lens comes from the word lentil in Latin. So if you want to feel what a cataract actually feels like, you can just feel an uncooked lentil. Behind the lens is the retina, and this comes from the Latin word for net, because of all the blood vessels that looked like it was trying to catch all the light that came through from the center of the eye. In the middle of the retina is the macula, which sees best in color, and the peripheral retina sees best in black and white. And this is where all the light comes through, and this is the major part that actually helps us see today. Because it's a net, and because the vessels are so sensitive and so small, sometimes you see changes there for diseases before the patient even knows they got them in the rest of the body. So we created Vula because the primary test for diagnosing an eye problem is the vision test itself. And we made it so that it would be available on anyone's mobile phone as long as they were a registered health worker. And we thought this was going to really change the world. However, the number of eye workers in South Africa and Swaziland is actually very limited. So we actually only reached a few hundred people. And so although we were thrilled with our invention, we didn't really have much of an impact for the first 3 years. Then something magical happened. Other specialties heard about what we were doing, and they asked if they could join us. So we changed from the Vula Eye Health app to Vula Mobile. And Vula again means open, and it's like open your eyes, which fits with our hashtag today. So we created the platform where more than one specialty could use it. As you may know, HIV is a major disease in South Africa. A lot of patients are suffering from the condition, but there are many health workers working in that field. So once we added HIV onto the system, suddenly all the health workers doing HIV work could actually test the vision as well. And what's amazing is there are now 20 specialties using Vula, and they're all working together to solve multiple problems. And the nice thing is that each one of them now actually has a vision test in their pocket. So suddenly now our impact is actually going up. We are thrilled to say that we had our 100,000th patient earlier this year, and 100,000 meters is above sea level is where space begins. So as we think about universal healthcare, this is actually what we mean. The eye literally is a window to the universe. And in the same way as we are totally focused on eye care, we should also use our peripheral vision to look at the constellations of other specialties and other types of health worker. And if we all work together, we can make a universal difference. Thanks very much. Thanks.